As a team, I guess that as a group, everybody had to have been hype about the idea of fighting Errol Spence and having that kind of like a legacy defining fight, right? I'm interested for you personally, for your family, for your team, how disappointing has this period of time been? And do you kind of feel really drained by the whole thing not getting to where you wanted it to get to?
Well, of course it was disappointing, being that, that was a fight that been on our radar for years, and being that it didn't come to the light, of course it's disappointing, but at the same time, I have a career, I got a family, I got to continue with my career. I can't sit on my hands and wait for another fighter or another promotional company to make things right for me when I'm not signed with them. So I got to do what's best for me at the end of the day.
There's obviously a lot of upsides, right, to having control, being your own boss, right? Like you talked through before, having that kind of visibility over everything that's going on with your finances, with the business. It also means, though, like on the flip side of that the blame is now personal, because before everybody used to be mad at PBC and mad at Top Rank because they couldn't make the fight happen. Now it feels like it's more directed to you personally, right? The kind of the kickback to the fight falling apart. How have you felt about the reaction to that announcement of the Avanesyan fight and to the reaction to your IG Live even? What have you made of that?
Well, I think it's not geared directly towards me. I think it's, right down the line, but at the same time, that's something that I don't care about. For one, being that, I did everything that I was supposed to do, that I could do to make the fight happen. The people that's on the outside that's saying all these negative things and saying, certain allegations, they don't know what they're talking about. So it's like, I gave you the truth. I told you what it was, and that's what it was. And if you don't like it, then so be it. Go beat yourself up, every day that you wake up because you're not happy with your life. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm healthy. So, I'm comfortable. I'm good.
So I think fans, right, from the outside, they look at this and they watch how everything played out and they think pretty much this was the fight that we wanted to see in this generation, essentially, right? And they think pretty much we got as close as we're ever going to get and that the fight's not going to happen. What's your perspective? Do you think that the fight still happens? Is there still life in that?
Well, there's always still life in the fight. Things just got to be, fair, and they got to be right on both sides. That's it. That's the only thing that I ever asked for. Things to be fair and be transparent. That was it.
Do you feel like that's a place you can get to with PBC?
I feel like if the fight, is the fight that they want to have and they want to please the fans and they want to make things right, of course it can happen. Of course.
So I think the question that comes up with that fight not happening, right, is legacy. Legacy is always such a big word in boxing. What legacy do you think you've earned right now? And is it where you want it to be?
Of course. Of course. When you look at Terence Crawford legacy compared to Errol Spence legacy, it's night and day. And I don't mean to throw shade on the brother. I'm just speaking facts. Whether they can say whatever they want, they can hate and say, oh, well, he fought this guy, he fought that guy. They can say whatever they want. But for Terence Crawford legacy, you're going to say he's a 3-weight world champion. He's an undisputed world champion. He's a fighter of the year. He's an ESPY award winner. He's a lineal champion in 2 different weight classes. He's undefeated. And he never had a close fight ever in his boxing career.
So I think what people often look for is a signature win. Do you feel like you have a signature win?
I got multiple signatures of wins.
Which ones are they for you?
When you look at it, Ricky Burns was a signature win.
Okay.
When you look at it, Gamboa was a signature win. Postal was a signature win. Ndongo.
Sean Porter.
Not Sean Porter.
You wouldn't include Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff Horn was a signature win. Kell Brooks.
Okay, that's a lot of signature wins.
Yeah, they all signature wins. You know what I mean? Because when you look at it, them all champions. And some of them is champions in multiple divisions. You know, so when you look at what they did in the sport of boxing, then you look at them like, man, look at all the things that they accomplished in the sport of boxing, and then how I'll beat them. That's a signature win in my eyes.
Okay, so I didn't want to make this into a comparison with you and Errol, but you kind of did, right? So if you're going to pick Errol's signature wins, which one would you pick?
Errol's signature wins, I would say Kell Brook, Sean Porter. You're going to put Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia and Ugas, pretty much.
So basically those more recent fights.
Right. Even though Danny Garcia never won a significant fight at 147, he didn't beat nobody. He lost to everybody. Even though Mikey Garcia never fought in the division before, even though Ugas has been beaten numerous times, Tom Porter had already been beaten. Kell Brook had already been.
You're just trying to take away all those significant wins. You're taking it back.
I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts. When we do this, we gotta state facts, because you know what I mean. When you say Terence, you say, oh, well, Gamboa was little, but they don't say, oh, well, Gamboa had a title at 135 when they fought. They don't say that. You know what I mean? They say, oh, well, Gamboa was too little, but they don't say Gamboa never went below 135. You know what I mean? To fight again. So, you know, it's a lot that they say, oh, well, Jeff Horn was robbed. You know what I mean? With the Pacquiao won. Oh, well, you fighting leftovers when you fought Sean Porter, which everybody said I was going to lose that fight. Oh, well, Kell Brook was washed up, which everybody said I was going to lose that fight. So the fights that they said I was going to lose, you know what I mean, prior to me fighting, then when I fight, then
they switch it on you.
There you go. So I'm just stating facts. That's all.
So talk to me about being undisputed, because I was watching an interview that you did with Andre Ward. It was like an ESPN interview. You guys are sitting down on two stools. I can't remember ahead of which fight it was, but you said that being undisputed is one of those things that really drives me, right? You didn't get to become undisputed at 135 kind of because of the politics of boxing and everything. If you don't get the opportunity to become undisputed at 147, would you leave the sport with disappointment, with regret? Like, how would that affect you?
Not at all. Not at all.
But how can you be the same person that's driven by becoming undisputed, but also be like, hey, I'm cool if it doesn't happen?
My thing was this. I was driven by being a world champion of the world. That's what I was driven by.
There's 4 belts though, right?
I already did that. That. Already accomplished that. I set a trend.
What's the trend?
That means before Terence Crawford, when was the last undisputed champion?
I don't know. You tell me.
Come on now.
No. You tell me.
Jermaine Taylor now.
Okay,
so when you look at the time span of the 4-belt era, from Jermaine Taylor, Terence Crawford want to be undisputed. Boom. Once Terence Crawford became undisputed, everybody wanted to become undisputed. Wasn't nobody screaming, I want to be undisputed, until Terence Crawford became undisputed. Right or wrong?
I don't know, man. That's hard for me to say.
I'm gonna have you. You're gonna have to do your history. You're gonna have to do your. You're gonna.
Okay, but so if you saw the value in it back then,
that's your homework.
Why don't you care about it now?
I already did it. I already accomplished it.
So you feel like doing it in one division is enough for you?
I never said that. I never said doing it in one division, because it haven't been done in 2 divisions. That's why I wanted to do it in 2 divisions. But what I'm telling you is, if I leave the sport and not being able to accomplish becoming undisputed at 147, it doesn't hinder me or make me feel any way, because I already did it before. I know how it feels because I already was undisputed before. Errol Spence, he don't know what it feels like to have all the belts on him. He don't know what it feels like to be the only champion in the division. He doesn't know what it feels like. A lot of fighters don't know what it feels like. Fighters in the Hall of Fame.
What does it feel like?
Listen, you the head honcho. You the number one, you know what I mean, fighter of the division. There's no other champion. You the only numero uno.
If you got 3 of the 4 belts, do you feel like you feel like you're the head honcho anyways?
You're not the head honcho because you ain't beat me.
Okay.
Come on now, you don't got the Ring Magazine champion. You don't got the WBO. Come on now. Listen. How long you been in boxing?
In America, like 3 years.
No, all together.
I used to do it for Sky in the UK as well, but I only did a few fights over there before I moved over here.
Okay, so ask yourself, what's the number 1 belt?
Well, people would say the lineal champ, right? The Ring Magazine belt.
How do you get
But different people feel differently, right? You asked Evan Haney, he doesn't give it any value.
He's lying. If he say he don't give the lineal belt any value, that's a lie.
So you remember when Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder? In like the first fight, Tyson Fury was talking about being the lineal champ, and Deontay Wilder was like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, it didn't even mean anything to him. I feel like there's people in boxing who don't even care about it.
So check this out. Tyson Fury beat the man, right?
Yes, agree.
Which was Klitschko, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Klitschko had the lineal title. Tyson Fury beat him, right? So that made him become the lineal champion. All the other belts don't mean nothing because he beat the man. So he's the man right now. So when no belt else fails, he still had what? The lineal title.
I'm not disputing you, by the way. I'm not arguing you.
No, I'm just telling you. You can't become number 1 in any division, without having that lineal title. There's go lineal champion. There go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, on down. When you look at it, if that mug say vacant, you can't call yourself number 1 in the division because it's vacant. That belt override all the other belts. Why you think it's free? You the people champ. You the champ. We're gonna give you a free belt. You earned this. All the other belts you gotta pay for.